Many in the LGBTQIA+ community know the feeling. It's a weight, a shadow. The struggle to reconcile who you are with what the world tells you to be. We grow up surrounded by heteronormative narratives. These stories, though often well-intentioned, can make us feel like we don't belong. This feeling of otherness can be isolating. It can lead to internalized shame and fear. The journey to self-acceptance is rarely linear. It's a process filled with highs and lows. Moments of doubt can creep in. We might question our worthiness or our right to live authentically. The constant fear of judgment and rejection can be paralyzing. It can prevent us from embracing our true selves, yet, even in the darkest moments, a flicker of hope remains. A yearning for something more. A desire to break free from the shadows and step into the light. This yearning is the starting point. It's the seed of self-love that, with nurturing, can blossom into something beautiful. Internalized homophobia and transphobia are insidious. They manifest as this inner voice, echoing societal prejudices. We may find ourselves questioning our identity. We may even try to suppress our feelings or conform to societal expectations. This internal struggle is often the hardest battle we fight. We might shy away from expressing our true selves. We might avoid situations where we fear judgment or rejection. Dating can feel impossible, shrouded in anxiety and the fear of vulnerability. This self-imposed isolation, while seemingly protective, can further fuel feelings of shame and loneliness. It is crucial to remember that these negative self-perceptions are not our truths. They are reflections of a society struggling to embrace diversity. Unlearning these harmful narratives takes time and effort. It requires us to challenge our own internalized biases and replace them with self-compassion and acceptance. The external world often presents a myriad of challenges for queer individuals. Discrimination, prejudice, and microaggressions can be daily occurrences. We might face rejection from family and friends or encounter hostility in our workplaces and communities. These experiences can be incredibly invalidating and emotionally draining. Navigating a world that often feels unsafe requires resilience. It demands that we develop coping mechanisms and build support systems. We learn to choose our battles and find strength in our vulnerability. We create safe spaces for ourselves and for others who understand our struggles. Finding our voice and speaking our truth is a powerful act of defiance. It challenges the status quo and paves the way for greater understanding and acceptance. Sharing our stories, whether through personal connections or public platforms, can help dismantle harmful stereotypes and create a more inclusive society. One of the most powerful antidotes to the challenges faced by queer individuals is the power of community. Finding your tribe, a group of people who understand and accept you for who you are, can be truly transformative. Within these spaces we find validation, support, and a sense of belonging that might have been absent in our lives. These communities can take many forms. They might be physical groups or online platforms. They might be centered around shared interests or simply a shared identity. What matters most is the sense of connection and shared experience that they provide. Being surrounded by others who have navigated similar journeys can be incredibly empowering. Within these communities we learn from each other's experiences. We share our struggles and triumphs. We celebrate our identities and find strength in our collective resilience. This sense of belonging can be a lifeline, providing a safe haven from the storms of prejudice and discrimination. The journey from self-doubt to self-love is a personal one. It's about recognizing that you are worthy of love and acceptance, just as you are. It's about embracing your authentic self, in all its complexities and contradictions. It's about living a life that feels true to you, regardless of societal expectations. This process of self-discovery is ongoing. There will be setbacks and moments of doubt, but with each challenge overcome, we grow stronger and more resilient. We learn to silence the inner critic and embrace the beauty of our individuality. We begin to understand that our differences are not weaknesses, but rather strengths that make us unique and valuable. Stepping into the sunshine of self-love means letting go of the need for external validation. It's about finding peace and acceptance within ourselves. It's about celebrating our identities and living our lives with authenticity and joy. When we embrace our true selves, we become beacons of hope for others. Our authenticity inspires those around us to do the same. We create a ripple effect of self-love and acceptance that spreads outwards, touching the lives of those who need it most. Our visibility matters, By living openly and authentically, we challenge the status quo and create a more inclusive world for future generations. We show others that it's okay to be different, to embrace their individuality, and to live their truths. The fight for LGBTQIA+ equality is far from over, but by sharing our stories, by supporting each other, and by living our lives with pride and authenticity, we contribute to a brighter future. A future where everyone, regardless of their sexual orientation or gender identity, can live freely and openly, bathed in the warmth of self-love and acceptance.